We're coming out of a violent weekend in Detroit with nearly a dozen people shot on two separate occasions.
Moments ago, the Detroit police chief wrapping up a press conference sharing details about gunfire. 7 Action News reporter Faraz Javid is there now. And Faraz, what are we learning about this rash of violence?
So, Glenda, as you said, over the weekend, 9 people were shot in 2 separate incidents on the city's west side. And to share details about the 2 cases, Detroit Police Chief just held a press conference moments ago. And his message is simple. He wants to be as transparent with the community, but these 2 cases are complex. And traditionally speaking, summertime is one of the most violent in the city of Detroit, and it's the 8th and 9th precincts that handle the most violent cases. Have a listen. This is what he had to say.
For well over 100 people at this location. We know that 4 of them were shot. The investigation is very complex. 93 shell casings that we're running through NIBIN right now to see the connectivity of those shell casings. 8 guns, 2 of which, 1 had a switch, 1 was stolen. So a lot of work to be done.
Now, the chief was referring to the first shooting, which was on Trinity and Florence. Now, in that case, 4 people were shot over there at the block party. I did make some notes, and that's exactly what I'm reading at. Now, there were 8 guns that were recovered in that party, nearly 100 shell casings, as you heard that the chief mentioned. 1 gun was recovered with a Glock switch. 1 gun was stolen. Now, this happened at 1:15 in the morning. How it all began was when patrol cars were responding to a traffic stop, they heard gunshots and they rushed to the scene. That's when one of the officers arrived, and that it was turned into an officer-involved shooting. The police chief did say that one of the officers did fire at one of the suspects who got shot in the leg. The other 3, they're still investigating. So once again, 4 people in total that got injured in that shooting, and of which 2 are critical and 2 remain temporarily in serious condition. Now, I did get a chance to speak to some of the folks out there, and they're concerned about what's happening in the neighborhood. Have a listen.
They was throwing the party. It was a bunch of people out there, over 100 people out there. Next thing you know, they started shooting, and I hit the floor. I ain't gonna lie, I hit the floor.
For safety concerns, Michael, which is not his real name, asked not to show his face on camera, but he did share with us this footage showing the aftermath. Several officers running to and from the house, some carrying the injured, while others being wheeled on stretchers.
My brothers kind of like looked outside, and the guy was right in front of this, in front of right here, shooting at the corner people shooting back at them.
I spoke to one of the home's owners. The person declined to go on camera, but confirmed was inside the house during the shooting, and also that the injured are expected to recover.
It was crazy. It was actually scary because I heard when a gunshot hit the house. I heard it, and I told my brother, like, man, something hit the house. He like, no, it didn't. To find out when the next morning that it was 2 bullet holes on the side of the houses. Then to come back and they firebombed the house again. And
when did that happen?
It happened last night.
And so that's why it's bordered right now?
That's why it's bordered.
Have you seen anything like this before?
Unfortunately, living in Detroit, I have. It's always scary dealing with something like that. It's always tragic.
How is this all going to stop?
It'll never stop, but hopefully it can slow down. You know what I mean? It can slow down a lot. But, you know, like I said, it's Detroit, so you get what you get.
Now, once again, that was on Florence and Trinity, and the second incident, just at 2 a.m., happened on West Grand Boulevard and Warren, where one of or 2 suspects rather pulled up next to another vehicle and shot at, injuring 5 people. Now, all those 5 people were in critical condition, but they are believed to make it. In that incident, 20 shell casings were found, 2 guns. But the 2 shooters are still on the run, and that's, once again, police are on the lookout for that as well. Once again, the message the Chief White wants to share with folks is that traditionally, summertime being the most violent, he wants to make sure that block parties, if they're organized, they're done as per the ordinance. Glenda, Simon, for now, it's back to you.
All right, Faraz, a lot of sad information to take in. We appreciate your update. Thank you.